Hello, everybody. It is I, the one and only favorite child of the family, who you're... Hello there, you two. I didn't see you there. Is that how long it took for me to set up this recording session? Goddamn pillagers have spawned. Oh, that just makes me feel bad about my own technical knowledge. Okay, let's go deal with these guys, and then I'll explain what's happening in this episode. That was a lot quicker than I anticipated. Oh! I hear another one. Where are you? There you are. Ooh, you dropped something. Oh, it was just an ominous banner. Okay, right, on to what I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted. Hello, all of my homies with extra chromies, and welcome back to another episode of Starsick. Once again, I ask that you not adjust your television set. This is, in fact, the Anadonia base. However, this is Starsick, as you can tell from this cool little book that I have in my hand. This good old tome. Yes, that's right, we're going to be doing some space magic today. But first, a few things I have to say, and wow, that is a very unflattering close-up. But yes, what I have to say is that before I decided to click that good old recording button on today's episode, I was fiddling around with my settings because I was trying to see if I could film this with shaders on, because I've sort of fallen in love with the way this world looks with shaders, and I wanted to share that joy with all of you guys. But despite that rather not humble 250 in the top left corner there that keeps fluctuating, and despite the less than humble 250 on my OBS recording, the minute, and I mean the minute, I decided to try and put shaders on to record with, all of that goes away! Look how stunningly beautiful this world looks with shaders on. Does it not just look fantastic? Yeah? Yeah? Well, do you notice how choppy the video's gotten? Despite the fact that it says 68 frames and I'm playing in 68 frames in the top left corner of my screen, sometimes dipping into the 50s, but we don't talk about that, and despite the fact that in my OBS I'm still getting a solid 80 frames, whatever part of these shaders is responsible for, like, frames per second monitoring or whatever it is, they really don't want to share this experience with the world because, again, just look how choppy this footage is. It's eye-bleedingly painful to watch. So sadly, we shall not be using shaders today. If any of you know how to fix that, don't be afraid to drop me a line in the comments below because I really do like playing with these shaders on. But for now, we're going to have to do a little old click of the fingers and turn off our shaders. Just so the video is, you know, nice enough to watch and, like I said, it doesn't make you want to bleed from the eyes. But enough of that, on to today's episode. Although I suppose there is one more thing we do have to cover before I can take us all over to Ankrea, you know, our lovely little Starlight Village, or whatever it's called nowadays, because I don't know what to call it anymore. And that is, I've got to play as a little time-lapse, because I have done quite a bit of work towards the, I guess Starlight Temple doesn't really cut it anymore, because it's not just a temple. It is now truly the village of Ankrea. You'll see what I mean when I play the time-lapse in a second, but, I hope you enjoy. It wasn't actually the one that was meant to be here. I kind of lost the first one, so I had to redo it, and I decided to do a bit more than I did last time, so anyway, I'm rambling now. Just enjoy the time lapse. Woo! And this is the part in the video where, just like the universe does unto me, I have to do unto you a great disappointment. You see, you know how I just said, you know, the first time-lapse got deleted or corrupted or whatever it is I actually said? I don't quite remember, and to be honest, I don't care enough to look back to find my exact phrasing. Well, here is the time-lapse that I was about to show you in replay mod form. So you see how there are 4 of them? And each of them are about 5 hours long. Well, this is the whole time-lapse that I recorded that was supposed to be here. But all of that time seems to have gone to waste, because like I said, the universe just really doesn't like me, and I can't open the files. I use the unofficial fork of the replay mod that allows me to use it on Forge, because the original developers, in their infinite wisdom, decided to stop continuing the replay mod for Forge, despite it being pretty much the biggest mod loader for Minecraft that has existed, period, full stop. I don't know, what else would you put there? Ampersand, exclamation point. You get the picture. They no longer support Forge officially, so I have to use the fan-made port, which, you know, for playing with just the fan-made port is perfectly fine, but considering I use a mod pack with 267 additional mods, it's just incredibly unstable, and sadly I cannot access the time-lapse. So instead of a time-lapse of me building up, well, I'm not really at liberty to say, you'll find out in a second. Instead of the time-lapse of me doing the thing that you're gonna find out that I did, here's just a montage of me looking sad because I'm not original in the slightest, and I want to move on and forget that this ever happened, so, yeah, enjoy this montage of me just being absolutely miserable. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the video. Yeah. I really need to fix that. But yes, welcome to the start of the village of Ancrea. This is the Starlight Village, or I guess the Starlight College, I suppose? I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this place yet. I've got a lot of ideas of what I want to do, but I haven't really fleshed many of them out, so, yeah. This is where we are going to be working from now on, and if we have a look at the minimap, look how big this place is on the minimap. It is just mind-blowing. Although that is quite interesting. That shouldn't be here. Why is that here? Okay, so we are on the correct map, but there's a line all the way around the minimap. What's this? Glowstone. Okay, I think at this point that might just be a glitch with the minimap, because it's just gone now. I've flown in this direction and it's just gone. Or at the very least I can't see it anymore. I mean, I know what it was, but I'm gonna say it didn't make sense for it to be here. Same as that, actually. Wait, no. Yeah, that should be here. Oh, goddamn. I am so... Right, you know what? Allow me to explain what has me so confused. Okay, so, currently we are stood in the village of Ancrea, the Starlight College, the Starlight Academy, whatever you want to call it. We are stood in the bare bones version of what is going to become... that. Pick one of the three names, they all make sense. But this isn't the only version of this base that exists. Oh, no. You see, if I click this button here, this bright, shining disconnect button, and I go into this here world on my single player list, you'll see that we're actually still inside of the village of Ancrea. Or actually, to be more specific, we're on the outside of the village of Ancrea, and if you're an eagle-eyed viewer out there in the world, you'll notice that we're actually in creative mode. That's because this is the world I use to actually plan out my builds. You see, I'm not the best at building on the fly, so I like to plan out my builds in advance, and because I have the advantage of the create mode, Create mode? The create mode canon. Look at me, I'm a spaghetti meatball man. That felt incredibly racist. But, because I have access to the create mod canon, as you can see down here, I like to save my builds as schematics instead of having to use, I don't know, Litmatica or something. and have them be built into the world, as you've seen with my previous time lapses. You can actually kind of see some things that I'm working on for the next time lapse right now. But the reason I got confused is because, well, I mean, when this is finished and it's ported over into the server, it's basically identical. And when I saw that ring around the base, in particular this ring that you can see is still here in the single-player world, I just got really confused, and I thought for a second I was in the wrong world. But yeah, that's what had me confused. We can hop back over to the server now, and we can actually, you know, get on with today's episode. Like I should have been doing, bloody 10 minutes ago! But yeah, now that I'm, in fact, in the correct world again, and I have confirmed that I'm not actually in my throne world, and you know I'm in the right version of the map, we can actually get on to the astral stuff that we were gonna do in today's episode. Okay, so for those of you that aren't currently binge watching this series in the future after it's been done for, I don't know, 3-4 years, and you're looking back on this series with nostalgia, you'll have to cast your minds back to the last episode when we made these, the astral relays, which allow me to use this here Starlight Crafting Altar at nearly full capacity without being in an extremely fossick-rich area, because I was a big old dum-dum when I first made this, and I didn't plan out where I was actually gonna put this properly, because I built the base before I'd figured out where a fossick-rich area was. Now, in the last episode, I did admittedly only make 2 of these, and I've made the other 4 off-camera, but because they all have EMC values, and because it's a very simple design, I hope you won't mind too much. It was literally just a matter of using those condensers over there that haven't rendered in, because life hates me, to just make more of them. And I believe, where we last left off, we were looking through the Astral Tome in order to do something with the constellations? Allow me to just quickly flip through, and I will find where we were. Okay, so I believe this was it. We were either making an attunement altar, or we'd made an attunement altar, and we were having to use that to create, this. For some reason, the game doesn't currently like this book, because when I choose to interact with it in any way, I drop to 0 frames for a solid 5 seconds, but I'm sure that's not foreshadowing for anything that's coming soon. Okay, so after having restarted my client, I believe I've fixed the book issue. However, it's come at the cost of, well, there's no sounds. The book has somehow lost its sounds. Everything else makes noise, but not the book, and apparently not that either. But let's just ignore that for the sake of my argument, shall we? Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you. Anyway, let's move on now. What we need to build is this here contraption, layout, ritual site, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But thankfully we are in fact provided with a list of blocks that we need to get started. The only issue is, where are we gonna put it? Because, you know, there's the obvious spot of right in the center, or maybe I could do another time-lapse today and create a room going off of one of these into the mountain that I've also just recently created. By the way, yes, there is currently sand in here. It was an unfortunate byproduct of building an entire mountain. I will fix that eventually. I swear. I totally won't leave this and then forget about it. I promise I'll finish this. Or maybe we could build it on one of these flat areas out here. But to be honest, I don't really like the sound of any of them. Out of all of them, I prefer the idea of building another room inside the temples. But even then, I'm not too fond of that idea just because of how long it will take. So I think for now, just temporarily, until I can move on to actually building a permanent place for it, I think we should build it out here. I think maybe here would be nice, over here. Yeah, this seems like a nice temporary spot to house our ritual. So now, I just have to get the resources. Now, thankfully, there are leftover items sort of dotted about in all of these chests from past cannonings. And I believe, with some luck, I should be able to find everything I need. Or at least one of everything I need. And, you know, if I've got one of them, I can take them over to the condensers, which, again, are not rendered in for some reason. I nearly said a no-no word then. But, yeah. Back to scavenging. I should also take this with me, actually, because this is the actual attunement altar. I'm not sure how this ended up here. Whatever, let's go scavenging again. Okay, so we've got the sooty marble, we've got the regular marble, we've got the attunement altar, and we've got the marble pillars. Next up, I believe I need to find some runed marble. Well, it's not runed marble, but I have found some engraved marble not too far from where I found the sooty marble. And I believe I do actually need engraved marble. No, actually I don't. I need chiseled marble. Okay, let's go find some of that. Wait a second, hang on. I've done this twice now. I'm not going to do this to myself a third time. I know. I remember. There's a way to craft the other types of marble, and I am not going to forget that for a third time. So let me just hit you real quick. Right, to make chiseled marble, I can just use 4 regular marble in a diamond pattern, so that's what I'm gonna do. Marble, 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 marble. And there we go. Chiseled marble. Molto bene. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Okay. Lastly, we need some marble arches. Now, hopefully, and that's a really big hopefully, we can craft those as well. Yes, we can! It's just 2 regular marble next to each other. So if I now do this, there we go. We've got marble arches. Okay, again, absolutely brilliant. So, to total up, we have an attunement altar, sooty marble, regular marble, marble pillars, chiseled marble, and a marble arch. What are we missing? We are missing the runed marble, and I know for a fact that you can craft that using chiseled marble and regular marble, because that's the one crafting recipe that I actually can remember off the top of my head. So let's put one of those either side, and then pop the chiseled marble down, and now we've got the runed marble. So, now that we've got all of these, the last step is to go over to the condensers over there, which, you know what, I don't even know why I'm surprised at this point, aren't rendered in. And we've got to EMC a bunch of them so that we actually have enough to build the ritual layout. And now that that's done, I believe it's time to actually get started on putting this thing together. So, I don't have the replay mod currently installed because it doesn't work well with Rubidium. So I'm just going to build this and then jump cut to when it's done. See you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You know, I completely forgot that this was a feature that was in the mod. And more than that, I also had no idea that this thing was... Well, let's just say it looked a lot bigger on the page. And that is not what she said. But yeah, being able to see this guideline definitely helps. This is going to be a lot easier. So, like I originally said, I'll just click my fingers and jump to when this is all done. So, yeah. Click. Okay, and I believe this should be the last block of the altar. Yeah, there we go. The little progress bar went away, and if you look, there's actually now some pretty little white particles coming from the floor, which means that this thing should be active. Okay, that's clearly not what I meant to do. Okay, maybe I should have read more about what this thing actually does before I built it. For all I know, this could open a gate to, like, the darkest pits of destruction, and I could have been none the wiser, so you know what, that's my bad. I may actually have to do some research on what this thing actually does. So give me a second. Okay, so after reading through this book for some amount of time now, I can conclude that this doesn't actually tell you how to attune a crystal. So this Magic Academy basically teaches you how to build these mystical structures, and then doesn't actually tell you how to f***ing use them. Which, you know what, that is a great analogy for just real f***ing schools. So since I have no idea how the f*** to use this thing, let's move on to the next thing, which is the ritual pedestal, I believe. Okay, so in order to craft a ritual pedestal, I have to use 2 gold ingots, 2 marble pillars, 3 runed marble, 2 more marble pillars, 2 chiseled marble, a rock crystal, and a bucket of liquid starlight. Now, thankfully, these are all very common materials, most of which I have on me, and since it's still daytime, for some reason... Actually, that's a fair point. Why is it still daytime? That's why it's still daytime. God damn it. And there we go. Oh, boy, the time agency's gonna have my ass for that one. But, like I've always wanted to do, now we're gonna actually prepare in advance to make sure that when night does come, we have all of the necessary materials here in order to actually create the ritual pedestal. So we're starting with the marble pillars, since that's the one that I remember the most. So 2 in the bottom and 2 in the sides. And now let's get everything else. Bop 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 ba da 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 da. Okay, we have everything we need now except for the rock crystal, and as you can see, the starlight is starting to power up. But unlike every other time I've done this, I refuse to panic, and instead I'm gonna calmly and sanely take out my resonating wand and go explore the desert in hopes of finding some rock crystals that aren't buried underneath the man-made mountain I made. So, let's go do that, shall we? Oh, of course they're underwater. Why wouldn't they be? It is so dark down here. I can't see anything. I really should have brought a torch with me. Okay, it's just down there. We are getting very close. Hey, I found it. I can't see it, but I found it. Let's vein miner this. There we go. Let's grab these rock crystals. Okay, brilliant. We got size 1, purity 2, and tool efficiency 2, which is kind of lame. And we got size 1, purity 2, shape 1, and tool efficiency 1, which is even lamer, to be honest, but it's got more things on it, so this is going to be the one that we're going to sacrifice. Right, back to the surface. Look at that, eh? Look at how pretty that is. And do you want to know the sad part? It's even prettier with shaders. But because of the fact that for some reason my OBS doesn't like shaders, you guys pretty much aren't going to be able to see that until I can figure out why it's so affronted by the idea of shaders. And let's plop that in the top. There we go. And with a little flick of the wrist with our resonating wand, that should give us our ritual pedestal. If I've done this right. Have I done this right? Oh, look at the little flare! I forgot those things spawn in. They're so cute. And pretty. They're so pretty. And hypnotic. Hi, little flare. Hi. Where are you going? Come back. I want to stay with you. Where are you going? Where are you? Anyway, right, let's grab the ritual pedestal and, to be honest, sleep, because I don't want to deal with the mobs. Did my flying ring just run out of power? Oh, it did! I thought I'd charged that up. Huh. Oh, well, it's not like I need to fly around right now, because a lot of what I'm doing is on the ground, so if I just throw a bunch of this crap into these chests, I can go charge my flying ring, and then we can get on with the ritual. And in you go. And on you go. Oh yeah, empty hand. There we go. Right, I'll see you in however long it takes for you to charge, because I don't want to be mean and say the next century, because I don't feel like being mean today. I feel like being a nice little drifter. I feel like being a good boy today. I'm never saying that again. But, now that we have this ritual pedestal, we have to find a place to put it. And to be honest, I kinda don't want to start filling up this area with a bunch of ritual stuff and a bunch of monuments and things of the sort, because that's not what this area is actually meant to be. All of this stuff is meant to be inside of the temples, so I think for now, I'm gonna place this ritual pedestal inside the courtyard area of this temple. Because I like the running theme of having, like, some important things in, like, the courtyards of the temples. I don't know, I just like the aesthetic of it, I guess. But, yeah. On to actually building this thing. But before we get on to building that thing entirely, I have a little adventure I want to take us on. I don't know how well you can hear it, because I'm not entirely sure how well balanced my audio is, but you hear all of those mobs underneath this courtyard area, or rather, if I open the map, you see all of these mobs in the courtyard area. All of those are under this, paving, I guess, under all this brickery. And we can't be having that, because as the site of the future Ankrea College of Starlight Magic PLC Limited, it's a work in progress name, this place needs to be as safe as possible for all manner of people that might choose to appear here. So, we need to grab some torches, and we need to go ghost busting. Or I guess the proper term would be mob busting. Oh, I can already tell this is gonna be a bad idea. Very bad idea! Did I just get blazed in the Overwatch? I mean, I get blazed a lot, but not what I meant! Oh god, oh! Flip. What's a family-friendly word I can say when I'm about to get my ass treat like I'm in prison? Okay, we've almost done a full lap of the outside of this area. We're coming back to where we started, which means we've at least completed phase 1! Oh god, you ambushed me! I just had to open my mouth, didn't I? If I'd have just kept it shut, that wouldn't have happened. I'm willing to bet that the universe put that there, specifically because I was talking. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all, I'm dealing with you, because I don't want to have to deal with whatever the hell you are for the entire time I'm down here. Second of all, I'm dealing with you. I did not mean to go into my inventory right there. Because I'm on very low health, and skeletons in this version of the game are basically aimbotting. Right, let's get that hunger up, let's get that saturation up, and let's get those hearts up. Because if we're gonna take on all of that, we're gonna need as many hearts as we can get. No, you don't. Yo, maybe you do. Oh no. No 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 no. Get. You know, this sword might be a little stronger than I gave it credit for. Okay, now for something that I like to call incredibly stupid. How am I alive? That was nowhere near as hard as I thought it was gonna be. And sadly, that is what she said. Also, I'm just now remembering that I have this overlay mod installed that allows me to see where mobs can spawn. Part of me feels like I should have probably had that turned on from the start, to be honest, but, you know, mistakes are there to be made. And it looks like we're all out of torches, but this place is nowhere near as lit up as it should be, so we need to go make some more. Also, can this please leave me alone? And back down we go. Round 2. Team Deathmatch. You know, I'm just tidying this place up now, to be honest, because, well, I felt like it. And it's kind of just struck me how this area would make a pretty good basement. Like, maybe as an undercity, or like an underground part of the Starlight College. Like, maybe all of the things, once they're linked up, can have like a hidden staircase, almost, into like an underground area that could be below the main courtyard? I don't know. The idea just struck me while I was clearing this place out. I think it could be pretty cool. You'll have to remind me to come back to that at some point, because I actually like that idea. Okay, that's creeping me out. There's nothing near me on the mini-map that should be making footstep noises. But the minute I stop... Okay, you see, I know there's a logical explanation for that. But that has just sent chills all down my spine. That has genuinely freaked me out. I don't want to stay down here any longer than I have to. You know what? I might abandon the plans for a basement. Because this place is clearly haunted. That's genuinely spooked me. Oh my god. That's genuinely scared the shit out of me. Okay, and that's another batch of torches that we've gone through. Although, as I've been going around here, I've been hearing noises coming from the walls, which leads me to believe that there are more pockets buried underneath the various zones, I guess you could call it, that also have mobs inside of them, which means we're definitely going to have to light up a lot more than this underground area. But to be honest, I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. I'd say maybe 2 more batches of torches, and this place, or at least the central place, will be completely lit up. Okay, and once again, let's just throw all of this crap into one of these chests. Let's grab another 2 stacks of torches this time, because, well, I mean, you can never have enough torches. And let's descend into the central basement for what should hopefully be the last time. Oh, would you look at that? Surprisingly, I was wrong. It only took 1 set of torches to finish lighting up the underground. In fact, it didn't even take that. It took... crap, math. 23. It took 23 torches, which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So, throwing the excess torches back into the condenser, I believe it's time for us to get our ritual on. Now, much to my, I guess, pleasure, I suppose, a lot of this ritual space is already done, purely because I decided to make the floor out of marble brick. But the thing is, I don't know which parts need replacing. I don't know whether it's all of this area or just the ones that are in red. So I am just going to have a gander at this little old book here. And yes, from the looks of it, it is the ones that are in red that need replacing. And again, from the looks of it, it has to be replaced with marble arches. So let's get on that. And okie diddly doinky. I'm never saying that again. It appears that we mistook the block underneath. We actually need a single piece of chiseled marble, which is a very quick fix. Let's just pop this off. And then pop it back down. And are we going to get any particle effects like we did last time? I don't think we are, but it's fine, because I know for a fact that this is working, despite the fact that this one also doesn't seem to have a GUI, which means I'm probably at a loss for how to actually use this once again. Oh boy. Remember, kids, knowledge is power. Back to the books. Wait, how did I... Oh my god, I can control the zoom! I didn't realize! Ayo, 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 ayo. Before you ask, yes, I am in fact a child. Thanks for noticing. Okay, so we have the Starlight Attunement table. It's this thing over here. And we have the Ritual Pedestal, which is this thing over here. But unfortunately, the book doesn't actually seem to tell me how to use any of them. Which means that the College of Starlight, or whatever the hell the college is actually called that wrote this book, is no different than any other college on any other planet, because even though the textbook was expensive, it's full of absolute nonsense that you can learn from a YouTube search, which is what I'm about to do, so I'll see you guys once I've figured out what I'm doing. Okay, motherfuckers, I've just done and watching videos on how to be a space wizard. So let's get this f***ing bread. Get out of my way. It's time to do some space magic. Oh god. Okay, so, before we can do anything, do you see that puny little table in the background over there? Well, that just won't do. No, 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 no! We need to do a lot more with that before we can get on to doing our rituals. So the next step is to upgrade that puny thing as far as we can get it. Okay, so this is a Starlight crafting altar. We need the next tier, so let's have a look in this book and let's find the next tier. Okay, the next tier is the Celestial Altar, and for that, we need 2 bits of stardust, we need a star metal ingot, we need some chiseled marble, some marble pillars, some more chiseled marble, and another rock crystal. And it just so happens that we have one right here. And it's nighttime. Gamers, let's get this bread. Okay, and with the stardust in the top 2 corners, that just leaves these slots and this slot unfilled, which means now all we need is 2 bits of aquamarine and a star metal ingot, and then we got ourselves a Celestial Altar. No, I didn't just have to reopen the book to remember the name of it. You did. Now, thankfully, our precious star metal is actually what most of this base is made out of, so I can just steal a bit of the base's wall and then EMC it so that we get more star metal. Sometimes living the life of luxury has its benefits. And sometimes the cost of living the life of luxury that you always dream of having is there's sand in your starlight pool that you're gonna have to clean out later. That I'm still totally not putting off doing, or anything like that. You are, not me. I have no idea what you're talking about. You can't make me confess to anything. I'm innocent. But anyway, if we put this up here, we can grab a star metal ingot, or I guess 9 of them. Put that down there. And now all we have to do is grab those pretty little aquamarines. Although I'm pretty sure we don't have any, so off to the lake we go. Yeah. I don't know if you guys spotted that earlier, but bit of fragments from pulling things over from my throne world. The floor is kind of missing in certain areas. I'll fix it eventually, but for now, at least, part of our mountain is floating. Hello, Jeremy. And let's finally just pop these aquamarine up here. And there we go! We have the full recipe already and planned out for when night comes. But, since night is still a little ways away, and we are trying to burn through this baby, we need to get the materials for the next step up. If we can find them. I haven't actually checked in the book yet. There could be nothing there. Okay, so I didn't find the recipe for the next step up. I believe that actually unlocks once we have crafted this. But what I have found is the actual layout for this next step up. And if you'll notice, it is significantly bigger than we have space for over here. So what I'm thinking about doing, just for now at least, is putting this central hub area to the use and actually building the altar in the center. Now, obviously, it won't be able to stay here because, little spoilers for the future, I'm planning on putting something right above this in the sky, which means it won't have access to the moonlight. But for now, or even in the future, it could be a nice centerpiece, whether or not it's functional. So I believe we're going to have to start moving these out of the way for when it's time to put that down. So I think I should get on that now while I've still got daylight to burn. Okay, well, we didn't manage to get the ritual site cleaned up in time, but it is now nighttime, and that's kind of trippy. You can see the constellation over the moon. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. But, like I said, it's now nighttime, which means we can now craft ourselves the celestial altar. So with the bippity-boppity-boo of our wand, it should transmogrify. And there we go. It has indeed transmogrified. We have the next level up. Our vision expands. We learned more about constellation. And I made the advancement shooting across the sky. Now, here's where things get a little difficult. Alright, gonna put my hands up here and say it. That wasn't hard in the slightest. I have no idea why I was complaining, really. But yeah, this was incredibly easy. So much so that we're just gonna cut to the point where I actually start building things, because I ramble for a while here about how difficult this is going to be and what a drain it's going to be on my own energy, and really it was very simple. So let's just hop to that. Oh. You know what? That's not actually as bad as I was expecting. Let's get on this. And okay, all of my homies with missing chromies, it's been a good 5 or so minutes since you last saw me, and in that time I've managed to whip together this absolutely spiffing specimen of an altar back there. No, I'm not talking about myself, although I am rather spiffy if I do say so myself, but no, I mean the celestial altar right here in the background. It looks absolutely stunning, and to be honest, I'm pretty chuffed that I've managed to get so much done so far, but we're not stopping now. We've still got a lot more to do. So, now that this is all set up, I want to work on phase 2 of my plan, which is getting one of those ritual altars in each of these 3, I guess, temples, you can call them. I'm not counting that one, because even though it's currently a temple, it's not going to stay that way for long. This is going to become the entrance to Ankrea, so I'm not really counting it as a temple. So, back to the business at hand, we've got to have a look at this ritual pedestal right here, and we've got to knock up 2 more of these, which means we need to get 2 more rock crystals. And, to be honest, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and now there is no better time. We're going to need a lot of these for the upcoming rituals and for the upcoming attunements, so I think it's a good idea that we take this coming night as a chance to harvest as many of these rock crystals as we can. So as the moon begins to rise and as the sun begins to set, I say, let's go digging. You know, I've just had the thought when coming back into my base that I kind of just built a big sandcastle. Like, I've literally just put up sandcastle walls and then put, like, a flat surface in the middle that I can stand in and peer out over the top of. Okay, in terms of crystals, we got size 2, tool efficiency 1, size 2, purity 2, ritual range 1, which is good because we need ritual range, purity 2, durability 2, ritual effect 1, focus Vicio. I'll put that on a separate row than this one, because this one's ritual range and this one's ritual effect, which means this one amplifies how wide the effect is, and this one amplifies how strong it is. And I don't want to get those two mixed up. Now this one's effect 1, so this goes in this column, or I guess this row, sorry. Size, purity, size, shape. Ritual range 1, so that goes on the bottom again. Ritual range 2, which is even better. And size 3 and shape 2. So these ones are expendable for now. And the ones at the bottom aren't. Lovely. You know, I am an hour and 57 minutes into this recording session, and I've only just realized why it's so unnaturally quiet to me. Do you hear that? There's no ambient sound. I specifically added ambient sound to this mod pack, and there's just no ambient sound. It's all the way on maximum, and there's nothing there. Whatever happened to this mod pack that caused me to lose all of my resource packs, I think it got rid of ambient sound as well, because I don't hear anything. That's why it's so quiet. I cannot believe I've only just noticed that. But the disturbing lack of sound aside, or at least the disturbing lack of sound for me, for you, I'll have probably added music in, just this one, so that you don't have to sit in rather awkward quiet. Let's get these ritual pedestals made. So it needs to be ruined marble across the bottom, so let's grab some of that. And it's all the way in those chests, isn't it? God damn it. Okay, I've got everything in place except for the gold ingots. So I'm gonna go grab those, and then hopefully by the time I've gotten some, it should be nightfall, and with any luck, we'll be able to just pop these babies out, and then continue on to the next step, which will be once again upgrading this celestial altar to the next level of altar. Fingers crossed, it won't require anything that we don't already have. Again, fingers crossed. Okay, well the sun is pretty close to setting. It's not nighttime yet, but I don't suppose it matters that much since we can just wait for nightfall. But if I split these gold up here, and then I reach into my backpack and pull out one of these guys, I'll take the tool efficiency one first, since I don't plan on ever making any Starlight tools, and plop that up there. Now, we just have to wait till nightfall. Oh, now that's a bit of a pain in the butt. The correct equidistant place for these outside astral relays are too far away to actually reach the celestial altar, which means they're doing nothing but gathering latent stardust, or starlight energy, or fossic energy, or whatever the hell it's called. Which means I either have to break the proper spherical pattern to make them work, or I have to go into the files and change how far away it can be. And I think I know which one I'm gonna do. Okay, and that should be, if I've done it correctly, the last ritual pedestal. Now, there's one over here. There's one on the main temple, I think. Yeah, I have done this one. I somehow forgot. And if we check over here on the original, it is still completely intact and in the correct position, which is absolutely brilliant, because that means that next we can finally move on to phase 3, which is upgrading the celestial altar. But first, we need to actually find out what it takes to upgrade the celestial altar. And here we have the crafting recipe for what I believe is the final upgrade to the celestial altar, the iridescent altar. And to make it, I'm noticing a very strange looking gem that we haven't actually touched yet, and that's the resonating gem. To be honest, it kind of looks like it's infected with the shulk, or I guess the skulk. I still get those two names confused. But it also requires a celestial crystal. You can't use a rock crystal for this. So we have two brand new items right here that we need to get before we can make the final upgrade. So let's have a look at how we get them. What the f*** is that? Okay. So in order to get the resonating gem, I need to put an aquamarine on top of this thing and surround it with what I'm assuming are starlight-filled basins, which isn't too difficult, but what the f*** is that thing? Oh, okay, I'm dumb. It's this thing that's in the center of all of these other things. I wonder what that might be. It's a starlight infuser. And that is a lot simpler to craft. It looks complicated, but we actually have everything we need for this. In fact, other than the aquamarine, I'm pretty sure I have everything I need for this on me. Huh. Now we reach a rather interesting dilemma, ladies and gentlemen. Do we quit while we're ahead and save this for the next episode? Or do I see how far it takes me before I start to break under the pressure of becoming the ultimate Starlight Wizard? I don't know why I said it like that, to be honest, because I'm not trying to become the ultimate Starlight Wizard, and I already know the answer. I'm ending it here. But yes, to what must be all of your collective disappointments, I am ending this video here. We've got a lot done in today's episode of Starsick, and to be honest, it's the first one I felt good about in a long time. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out, and I am hoping, I am praying, that my microphone quality does not destroy that, because, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm back to the original. I've got a new cable for it, so hopefully it shouldn't be sounding like it's constantly having fireworks set off right next to it every second. But I am back on the original mic because my others have run out of battery and I don't have a phantom power pack. But that aside, like I said, fingers crossed, hopeful that this one turns out good in the edit, because if it does, I might even set this one as my channel trailer. That's how happy I am with how this one turned out. But I hope all of you have enjoyed today's episode of Starsick, because, you know, I'll say it again, I certainly have. But if you have, make sure to leave a like down below just to show me that you have, and leave a comment to tell me what you're thinking about the series. Totally not to boost my engagement or anything like that. But seriously though, please do it. But yeah, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment, make sure to leave a subscription, and hit that little bell to be notified whenever I upload. So yeah, from me, the Drifter, I was about to say and from Ruby then. For some reason, my brain is stuck on Ruby for the past week or so. I think it's because I haven't recorded with him in a while. My brain is trying to compensate by pretending he's here when he's not. But, yeah. In case I don't see you, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. I'll see you later, you guys. Peace out.